So today's the time to talk about your pension, and we're going to personalize it a bit. And what's the earliest retirement age? 55. Brilliant. You were all here last year, or you went to a seminar already? Number 2, at what age is your earliest unreduced pension? 60. Well done. You have to have 2 years of service to qualify, but pretty much everyone has that by 60. Number 3, at what age does your bridge benefit end? 65. Well done. Head of the class. And when can you start your CPP and OAS? Start with CPP. Well, you're all right, actually. You can start at 60, or you can wait till you're 70, or you can start at any time in between. And OAS, what's the age to start OAS? And you're also all right, 65 or 67. 65 right now, but you can delay OAS till you're 70. That's a new rule. That's old age security for the young'uns in the room. OAS is old age security. And the longer you wait, the bigger payment they'll send your way. If you take it early, it stays lower for the rest of your life. But the rules on that are changing. You know, the Conservative government is moving OAS eligibility to 67, starting in 2023. So if you were born in 1958 or later, you'll be impacted by that gradual change. It's a 6-year implementation timeline. If you get the full impact, you just lost $12,000. So think about that in the polling booth. Okay, pension basics. We're going to talk a bit about the structure of your pension and what's in it, and then we'll go to plan design, which is really the big topic for the next year, and we'll show you how it works in calculating your pension. Here are your pension layers. There's your lifetime pension, lasts from the date you retire till the date you pass on to that big schoolhouse in the sky. The bridge benefit lasts from the date you retire till age 65. Then it disappears. Notice it's gone. So don't count on spending it forever, because you'll be met with a rude shock at 65. You can start your CPP where you see it, 60 and above, and then OAS 65 or 67 and above. So those are your pension layers. Here's a quick look at the current value of CPP, Canada Pension, and old age security payouts in 2015. So the maximum you could get at age 60, if you worked all the required number of years right up to the year's maximum pensionable salary, the most you could get is $8,184. The maximum, if you take it at 65, is $12,760 a year. Now, if you start at 60, you don't move up to $12,000 at 65. No. You keep $8,000 always. And if you wait till you're 70, you can get $18,000 a year. But you will have had nothing before that. The average CPP paid out this year is $7,000 some dollars. And for your OAS, the max at age 65 is $6,700 or so per year. If you wait till you're 70, you'll be in the $9,000 range. So put those numbers in your mind for your pension planning. If you're an average teacher, here's what your pension might look like. This data year, 2014, the average teacher retired at age 60. They had 25 years of pensionable service. That's full-time equivalent service. That's what counts for your pension calculation. The highest average salary was $78,000. Your HAS is the highest average salary of your best 5 years of full-time equivalent earnings. Not necessarily your last 5, your best 5. In this case, this average teacher in 2014 would have received a pension up to age 65 of $39,000. Her bridge benefit part of that is $9,000 something. So at age 65, the pension will drop to the lifetime amount of $29,800. Now, sort of burn that into your mind for a minute, because when we talk about plan design in a minute, those two numbers are going to become really important, and the decision you're going to be making over the next year, assuming you pass the executive recommendation, is all about those last two numbers. Bridge benefit, lifetime pension, what's the best design for the pension plan? That teacher, I can go back, it's magic. That teacher retired at age 60, so she has an unreduced pension, meaning she got her full formula with no penalty for retiring earlier than 65, say, where some plans penalize you at 65, like CPP. What we need to know about plan design. So, we're integrated with CPP, and Dale talked about that, and we have several early retirement incentives, like pegging the normal retirement age at 60 and that short-term bridge benefit that goes at 65. The design of a pension plan can be changed to meet new priorities of plan members. To decide if you want to change your pension plan or not, there are some things you need to know about how the plan works now. This is a question of lifetime importance for members of a pension plan, and the current members of the plan are going to be forming that decision in the next year or so. Before we're done this, you're going to know what an accrual rate is and how it impacts your calculation, because the name of the game in plan design is to get the best accrual rate for your pension. So that first factor integration with CPP, there's the YMPE for last year, $52,500. Earnings up to that amount pay CPP premiums. Your dollars above that don't. You're not covered for CPP. In the teacher pension plan, you pay a lower contribution rate on that $52,500, and you pay more into your teacher plan on all your earnings above $52,500. That produces two values for your pension service called accrual rates. The credits you earn in the plan on your earned salary are accrual rates. So in the teacher pension plan right now, on your first $52,500, you're earning 1.3% of pension per year of service. Above the YMPE, dollars above $52,500, you're earning 2% accrual rate in your pension per year of service. That's your full-time equivalent pensionable service. So here's what the formula looks like. You need to know your HAS, which is your best 5-year average salary. And in our sample member, she was a HAS of $78,000. And here in the brackets, you can see where the accrual rates play out. Your pension is going to be calculated at 1.3% on money below YMPE, 2% above, times your years of PS, pensionable service, plus that short-term bridge benefit. It only goes to 65 because that's when you used to be able to start CPP. Now you can start it earlier if you want, or later. So let's run through this sample calculation to see how the accrual rates play out. So this member has $52,500 below the YMPE and another $25,500 in earnings of average salary above, making that total salary of $78,000. So follow through the beige bracket, 1.3% below the YMPE, that lower accrual rate gets you $682.50. 2% above the YMPE in the blue gets $510. You add those up, times your 25 years, gives you the lifetime amount in blue near the bottom, $29,613. $813. I need new glasses. Right. Yeah, yes, in the benefit plan, in the teacher's pension plan, you can get new glasses every 2 years. That's true. Thank you, Barb. However, we'll only give you $200, so there. Try and buy glasses for $200, right. So your lifetime pension amount is the 1.3% on the beige yellow part of your salary, and 2% better on the blue part of your salary, gives you your $29,800. Now, if you go early, until you're 65, you also get that bridge bonus that Dale talked about. It's the missing 0.3% between 1.3 and 2. So you see it on the other side there. I guess that's the right-hand side, in black. And it's only on the bottom dollars, below YMPE, because you already got full 2% on your top 25,000. That bridge benefit is quite big. It's $9,000 something a year for this person with 25 years service, $9,000 a year. And that's how much pension disappears when you're 65. So when you add those up, until 65, the total pension is $39,000 a year, which is a full 2% on a $78,000 salary times 25 years. Right? That all makes sense, yes? It's math, but it's good. Okay. Now, the trick of the trade and plan design is to find a way to get those accrual rates as good as you can on all your money, if you can, because that'll give you a bigger lifetime pension. And that's what you're going to be talking about over the next year. What if you could earn a higher accrual rate on all your HAS salary? You could ignore the YMPE, just calculate on your full salary, you'll have a higher lifetime pension and you wouldn't need a bridge. For example, if you found a way to pay for a 1.8% accrual rate on all your money, your calculation's pretty simple. 1.8% times all your salary times your 25 years gives you a lifetime pension of $35,000 and a bit. Always. It won't drop at 65. So you're ahead some $6,000 or so a year. If you could buy an even higher accrual rate, like 2%, work your calculation through on your HAS times your 25 years, you'd have $39,000 in lifetime pension versus $29,000 in the current model. And that was the pension only up to age 65 in the current model. And again, you wouldn't need a bridge benefit because your pension is flat. It's a lifetime amount right from the time you retire. Now, to achieve a plan design change that gets you a better accrual rate and a larger lifetime pension, the money has to come from somewhere. So let's talk about early retirement incentives for a minute. To pay for an improved accrual rate, if you don't want to raise pension contributions, you could look at the early retirement features of the plan as a potential funding source. There are 4 features built into the plan that support earlier retirements at the expense of later retirements. Now, that's a conscious design of the plan rules to allow teachers to retire earlier if they want to. The cost of that is the early retirees take home a lot more money than the later retirees, and a big chunk of that is the bridge benefit. And you saw in that calculation it was some $9,000 a year. Well, if you get that for 5 years, that's a $45,000 bonus that people who retire after 65 never see. If everybody had a larger lifetime pension amount, it would be more equitable. So in our plan, we have these 4 early retirement features built in. Deliberately, over time, they had a goal of early retirement. But if we have members starting to retire later and enter the profession later, maybe you don't need those anymore. That's the question before you over the next year. So one feature we have is that an early retirement reduction starts at age 60, not 65. The reduction is 3% a year off your pension calculation per year that you're below age 60 when you retire unless you have factor 90. So you can retire below age 60 if you've got factor 90, which is age plus contributory service. That's the top bullet on there. Age plus contributory service equals 90. You could retire at 57 or 58 with an unreduced formula, your full formula pension. If you don't have that much service, you're going to be reduced 3% per year. The real actuarial cost of that early retirement is more like 6% a year. So your total pension should come down 6% if you're going early without your factor 90. And it's only 3, so that supports early retirement. And then you have your bridge benefit. So the BCTF, the BC government, and the pension board have been talking about plan design, and we need to talk to plan members to see what you want to have happen. If we assume the executive recommendation passes, then that'll be what's ahead of you in the next year. All these plan design, factors, there it is, interact, and they can all be adjusted up or down. So normal retirement age is currently 60. You could make it 62. So if you retired before 62, you'd see a reduction, 3% a year, 4% a year at 61 or 60 instead of only starting that at age 59. You could go age 63, you could make your normal retirement 65 if you wanted, and make a reduction on anyone who retired earlier than that. That's a choice. Second thing you can change is your early reduction factor. 3% a year currently, you could make it 4, 5, 6%, whatever is reasonable, and generates additional money to improve the accrual rate. And the last thing you can change is the accrual rate. Now it's 1.3% below the YMPE, 2% above on your salary. You could try for a full 2% formula or a flat 1.8. Buy more accrual out of future surplus or be satisfied at 1.8 or 1.7. That's all part of the adjustment you could make to a pension plan. Can you go above 2% per year of service? No. Canada Revenue Agency doesn't allow that. You can't put away on a tax-deductible basis additional money for pension to buy an accrual rate higher than 2%, unless you're calculating a pension over age 65. Now, no matter what you do, no matter what you decide a year or so from now on your plan design, any changes do not affect the service you currently have or the pension you've currently earned. Any changes would be go forward only, so what's called vested benefits would be protected. Now, for those of you near retirement, most of your pension would still continue to be calculated in the old way, and only the years of service where you were still working after the design changed would be calculated the new way. So you'd have a two-part pension. So the full impact of this is really on the younger members of the plan who don't have many years of service on the old rules. They'd have most of their pension calculated with the new plan design. Any changes only go forward, and existing pensions would not be affected. So current pensioners would see no change at all. Finally, we need to consider and be aware of the consequences of changing your plan design. The goal is larger lifetime pension amounts and a flat accrual rate not attached to what CPP is doing. If you paid attention to your member benefit statement in the last couple of years, when you had frozen salaries, you'll have noticed that the CPP, Canada Pension YMPE, goes up every year based on the average industrial wage in Canada going up. Let's say it's 2%. So if the YMPE goes up 2% a year and your salary lift is 0, more of your pension is calculated at the low accrual of 1.3. Fewer of your dollars are left over to calculate at the 2% accrual rate. That's why delinking from the CPP has real advantages for you. Especially when you're in periods of salary stalemate, your pension goes down each year. That YMPE goes up and your salary doesn't. Unless you've gained an extra year of pension credits, that will offset that a bit. So you won't get the full impact. You might not see a bridge benefit depending on the design you choose. If you've got flat accrual, you wouldn't need it. No Factor 90 or contributory service, because that's part of a possible funding source for plan design change. Higher age trigger for early retirement reductions above 60. Possible impact on retirement age decisions, but members are starting to retire a little later than they used to. The average age is now 60.2 for retirement. 10, 15 years ago, it was more like 58, age 58 something. So there you have it. Lots to chew on. What do you want from your pension plan over the next year? We hope you'll be talking about that in your locals. Since you've now had this briefing, you'll be able to tell your members all about it. This concludes our report to the AGM. Thank you very much. Yes.